Boris Johnson and the government have finally caved in over the debate around the introduction of new lockdown policies, and it's all because of you guys. In case you haven't noticed, there's been a shift in narrative, and the last couple of days, the pressure that we have all created, not just as ordinary people, but there is such thing as people power, and it's not some sort of utopia thing. Some of the people in the media, some good radio presenters who are trying to scrutinize the government, scientists, external scientists who are trying to write articles, go on TV, go on radio to talk about the reality of, especially when it comes to new variant, has now finally put enough pressure on government and the Prime Minister to not randomly overreact. And this, what you saw last night from Downing Street, and today, Prime Minister announcing that, okay, we're not going to do restrictions before Christmas. And there's going to be tiny changes. I'm going to talk about all that. Is actually thanks to you guys. You know, you might not see it. A lot of people might not have really noticed. Generally speaking, even the Freedom March that we had a couple of days ago, all these things matter. Everything combined. I'm not saying that, oh, there were people protesting and that's why Boris Johnson changed his mind. No. Everything happened at the same time. You had all these very, very key articles and newspaper articles that were written by scientists. You had a number of radio and TV presenters who were trying to talk about the debate around the new variant, how it's not really severe, and everything else been happening, put pressure on the government and, well, politicians and the scientists themselves to change their minds slowly. Now we have Sage saying that they are finally admitting that the new variant is just a mild disease compared to, of course, Delta, but also, of course, to compared to the original version of the virus. That's one. Secondly, we had last night a Prime Minister coming out to say, fine, we're not going to be, according to the data that we have, it seems to be okay. We're not going to do pre-Christmas lockdown. He has said, and don't be fooled, that there might be post-Christmas restrictions. We get it. That's still on the table, but don't give up, because that could also be avoided. They're already preparing their line so that they can defend themselves in case they don't do it. They say, if hospital cases continue to be good like now, we might not do post-Christmas lockdown. So they're already preparing the narrative anyway, because they know that people are not going to accept it. They know, they can see the opinion polls that is completely now finally changed against them. So that is the reality of why he said this last night.
We don't think today that there is enough evidence to justify any tougher measures before Christmas. And we continue to monitor Omicron very closely, and if the situation deteriorates, we will be ready to take action if needed.
That matters. It's all about translating what these idiots say. And the reality is, as I said, don't be fooled, because it's still on the table post-Christmas. You know, they still say towards the end of December and for January, either circuit breaker or some sort of weird restrictions like in Wales and Scotland, which we are going to talk about in the next video throughout the day. But the way things are going, if the pressure is still there from outside, from everybody, the scientists, you know, the activists, the presenters, the people who are trying to fight back against this fake narrative, we could prevent it. Sajid Javid himself has now also changed the policy from 10 days isolation to 7 days, and just say, oh, fine, just get a negative test and you can come out of your house. It's slowly changing now. They're slowly giving up, at least for now. This is not us winning the whole thing. It's just a battle that we've won, and it is a victory. So let's not focus on just doom and gloom. Let's celebrate the tiny victories that we have, and it's one of them. And it's, you know, it's not victory just for civil liberties or some sort of trivial concept. It's about facts. It's about reality of the scientific debate around it, but also everything else about our lives, the economy, and the political environment that we're currently facing, because people are losing faith and trust in politicians, and this is a time to turn things around. So this is why I wanted to make this video, because not many people are talking about the positive spin of what's been happening over the last 24 hours, but there is a positive outlook, and there is optimism, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. If you're with me, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell. We're going to have more updates for you guys throughout the day. Good updates and bad updates as well. Thanks again for watching. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.